Hello, today we're going to be talking about Louie Romeo, the unknown gangster from Mafia 1. So, what do we know about him? Absolutely nothing. But today, hopefully, everything will be explained, or maybe some assumptions and some open questions will clear up who this guy really is. So, obviously, firstly, we're going to talk about his appearance. As we can see, he's looking pretty slick himself. He's got a tuxedo, scarf and all that. But as you can see here, he's got an actual scar under his eye. So we can see, obviously, he's been around the block once, twice. So this guy is obviously not to be messed with if he's been slashed across the face and survived. But so this guy's got a tuxedo on. He's obviously pretty sharp. He bears some resemblance to the actual Mafia head, Charles Luciano himself. But obviously, as we all know, well, some people might not know, but Charles Luciano wasn't in Los Angeles, which Los Andes is based off. Charles Luciano is one of the heads of the New York families, as you can imagine. But this guy is pretty sharp for his time, and obviously to look sharp, he has to. Well, because he looks sharp, he mixes in with all the movie stars and the media moguls of Los Angeles. Well, what they call Los Andes. So let's move into his character description. Gambling dens, high society, Hollywood, prime targets for the mob. 10 years ago, the families on the East Coast needed eyes in the West, and since then, Louie Romeo has overseen it all. He commands the unions, launders the money, and blackmails the studio bosses, and he does so in plain sight, with a leading lady on each arm. Look behind the smiles on the red carpet, and you can see the fear. So obviously, we're going to examine all of this. So, gambling dens, high society, Hollywood. So he obviously operates gambling dens for like high stake poker games for the Hollywood actors and the producers, the directors of all these hit movies in the 1930s Hollywood land, which it was called back then. So he's pretty high above, and obviously gains all this dirt on all these people. He uses them against them, which obviously that's where the blackmailing comes in. Obviously, this is a really important part. It says 10 years ago, the families on the East Coast needed eyes in the West. So, 10 years ago, so that would be the 1920s. So, who was around in the East Coast back then? So that would have been, because the East Coast in this universe is Empire Bay. So that's the Vinci family and the Moretti family. So this guy could have been part of either family, be sent out by the commission, if the commission was even a thing back then, because obviously, well, quick history and examination, yeah. The commission was created by Charles Luciano in the 30s to prevent wars from occurring again. But again, this is in the 20s, so maybe the commission wasn't a thing back then. So he got sent out to Los Angeles, which is Los Andes in the Mafia world, to control it and have eyes on that side of the country, of the East Coast. But again, which family did he belong to? Moretti family, Vinci family, or maybe an independent family? Because I know Alberto Clemente wasn't established at that point. So obviously he has many rackets and controls the whole of Los Angeles. And by this he does unions, he launders money, and obviously again, what we're touching on, he blackmails the studio bosses. So he's really in tight with the high society of Hollywood, the actresses, the fucking Judy Garland, everyone. This guy is not to be messed with, but obviously he'll be, what I think, my personal opinion, would be one of them gangsters who are gangsters, but the famous gangsters. Like everyone knows them, a bit like John Gotti, when he was in with all the celebrities and stuff like that. But everyone knew he was a gangster, but he's like very public about it. Like, but obviously his proper affairs, like his illegal side of the family, like didn't come to light. But because everyone feared him so much, like there wouldn't be obviously asking him, and the police would keep off the backs and stuff like that. But that's basically what it means about this guy. And I really think, in my personal opinion, this is a pretty good character. And I don't know why they've included him and why Hangar 13 have went out of this out of the box approach and just creating new characters. But it might mean something. Like you might get a DLC with him involved. But why would they come out with creating this whole new character and not doing anything with it? But up to this point, that's all the information we have on Louie Romeo. This guy, he seems like obviously the character design, he seems like a cool dude. Like, I would want to try and find out like his backstory and stuff like that, but this little snippet is all we have about this character, which is an unfortunate shame. But when I played Mafia 1 and read about this guy, I was, yeah, I love finding out new information about like the Mafia universe that you've never heard of. So yeah, I think that is it. Half cut make this video. Brilliant. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.